Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All Four Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Bird, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.
One of them is not going to make it. You say Cincinnati, right? I'm going to tell you Iowa's not going to make it.
Petrus with time. High throws. Picked off at the 25-yard line by Douglas. O'Connell steps up, keeps it, and dives in the end zone for the Purdue touchdown. Petrus pass over the middle is picked off. That's going to end the game. Cam Allen read it and gets his 5th career interception.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to All Four Downs podcast presented by the CMG Sports Network. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, subscribe, like us, follow us, and make your comments. It's All Four Downs as we're covering Week 8 of the college football. I am myself, Ovi Muniz, with Big Jace. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, man, it's another week of college football, but more news are piling up besides the game, especially a certain head coach that got fired for not being vaccinated and an upset special that happened on Wednesday night. All that and much more, but we start off with the firing of a certain head coach, and that is from Washington State. Nick Rolovich got fired earlier in the week because he refused to get vaccinated. And he believes that it is his decision, a religious decision, to where he doesn't have to get vaccinated. He doesn't believe in anything like that. And that led to his firing. And an update of his news is that the former head coach will be suing the university for illegal termination and part of discriminatory and vindicative behavior. Now, look, man, they've been saying it all along, all these warning signs about getting vaccinated, especially in the state of Washington. They're enforcing that rule. Do you believe that that was the right approach for that head coach?
No, well, listen, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Like, everyone should get it. But if you truly believe that it's something that it will harm you, or if it is against your religion, then I think we got to have the slide. I think him coming out and suing, because it isn't like he was going around walking around without a mask. It isn't like Washington State had a big COVID outbreak this year. So I mean, he was doing all the right precautions, and if you're taking the right precautions, I don't necessarily think you need to get vaccinated. But if it's your belief to not get vaccinated, I think you should be able to stand by this. He's doing something that a lot of people are putting hate on Kyrie Irving. But he's standing for it. He's standing up for it. He's standing up for his beliefs, because if it is truly your beliefs, you got to stand by him. And Kyrie Irving's sitting in the shadows, not doing anything. He's standing up. He's saying, hey, I'm going to sue them. He's speaking out about it. Now, science is pointing all that he's in the wrong, but if you truly believe it, then you got to stand by it.
But what is it that you're truly believing if you don't have the facts? If the facts already stated that you need that vaccination to survive, right?
To him,
why are you saying that you don't believe in putting it into it? Which, okay, I got it. If it was the flu shot and stuff like that, okay, I got it. But you're talking about personnel that travel across nationwide, okay? Don't know where you're going, okay? And of course, you're playing the game and stuff like that, but most people, they travel, they go in different directions. You're putting yourself not only yourself, but others at high risk to get a disease that's already factuated, that's already scientific proven that you need to vaccinate to prevent. Now, yes, there are people that have died while they're vaccination and stuff like that, but that are other medical reasons that goes along with it. Okay. But the studies prove that if you're vaccinated, you're going to be okay. Right. It's not going to harm your body or anything else like that. Okay. I'm a firm believer. I don't care. I got vaccinated and I have to deal with children. I got to deal with different parents. I got to deal with a lot of people that I have to associate with and still covering myself. You know what I'm saying? So when people are bluntly saying, oh, I'm not going to get vaccinated because blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. But show your proof. Show your evidence. Just don't say you're not going to do it because you don't believe in putting stuff in your body. You put yourself in a lot of body. Let's put it this way. This is what they don't tell you. They've been doing drugs. Okay? They want to smoke pot, smoke marijuana, doing all this and doing that. You're consuming stuff in your body. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I get that.
I find that's very hypocritical of something like that, because when you do drugs, you're damaging your body. You're putting stuff in your body. Okay?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I'm not, like I said, it's the ultimately scientifically it's the wrong decision. But if he's bringing his Catholicism into it, and in the Bible it says you can't take stuff that's not from the ground, and I mean it's a synthesized.
At a certain point, it's a state of an emergency. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that.
And
but
you got to respect your work environment, right? You're getting paid. You're getting paid millions of dollars and stuff like that. Yeah, I got your point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we respect you and everything, but this is a certain different circumstances that is about surviving, right?
Yeah.
And we have, and the state and the governor and everybody else is saying, hey, we're mandating that this is going to happen. You got to do it. You know what I mean? You're a public figure, right? It's different than if you're just you in your house and stuff like that. I understand.
But
you're going everywhere. You're putting everyone else at risk.
I do, but when you are that public figure and you truly believe, like he does, you have to speak out and you have to show your beliefs. Because we're kind of getting too much on it, but like Rosa Parks, right? She believes, she sat on the back of the bus. She didn't move.
That's a different type of movement.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But you always need that one person to stand up for belief.
Mm-hmm. Until then, they get vaccinated. Until they get sick with COVID, then they're going to change their mind. But there's a lot of people that did believe in that, right? Got sick because they got COVID, almost died, and they're like, you know what? My bad. I should have taken that vaccination. And that's all she wrote. You have to respect your workplace and respect. And if you don't want to, then remove yourself. Yeah. He didn't want to remove himself. He waited and waited, and they warned him. They warned the coach. It's not like something all of a sudden, boom. You know what? We're just gonna let you go because you didn't get vaccinated. They gave him a lot of warnings. They gave him a lot of notices, and he wanted to fight it all the way to the end. And at the end, he lost. Okay,
that's just how strongly he believes.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
If that is your belief, you got to defend it. Like I'm going to still defend Coastal Carolina because I believe in them.
Well, you know what? Let's go. Let's talk about Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina got upsetted, which was ranked 14 by Appalachian State, 30-27. Now, on the show every week. I keep hearing Joe talk about it. I keep hearing you talk about it, and understanding that. Look, I know a lot of teams are losing, but who is Coastal Carolina playing? Are they competitive? Look at their strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Now they're beating where they're supposed to be. You're gonna tell me about other colleges that don't want to play them. You want to talk about all this and that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, it is proven that Coastal Carolina is not an elite team. They cannot handle the competition against a SEC caliber like Alabama, like Georgia.
Okay.
They won't even be hanging with Cincinnati and the AAC.
Okay.
They're not even a Power 5 conference.
Okay.
So, and it's proven. Okay, you lost to Appalachian State. That's embarrassing.
Is it though?
It is. Look at Appalachian State. Okay.
Okay.
They
Look at
lost
them.
to Miami. They lost to Louisiana.
Okay.
They barely beat Marshall 31-30. So you're gonna come here. You're gonna come on this show and say that Coastal Carolina is still an elite team that deserves to be in the top 10.
They're still a good team.
What is your reason for them to remain in the top 10?
First off, we're going to talk about scheduling. Coastal Carolina hasn't been in the FBS that long. And when you're making your schedule, people schedule games 20 years in advance. They've barely been in the FBS. So why would you schedule a team that's brand new? You don't know how long they're going to be there. So it's hard to get those high caliber games to actually prove yourself. And then as far as, let's take Alabama. Alabama's the gold standard for college football the past couple years, right? Let's take a look at them this year. They struggled against the Florida team. Where's Florida now? They're not doing anything. And then you got Texas A&M loss. Texas A&M, since they've moved to since Johnny Manziel, since they no longer have Johnny Manziel, they have a 65% win percentage. Appalachian State, since that same time, that's them coming into the FBS. They're a 78. So this is a good program. They're averaging only two losses a year. And Appalachian State's good. Also, Alabama, when have they ever had to play a game on the road on a Wednesday night? That game to me was about, yes, execution was terrible, but I think that was because of energy. Like having your whole routine, college football is all about routine. Going through everything, going through class, going through practice, and then to have just these random games during the week.
Are they random though? I mean, because in that conference, it is known for them to play in the middle of the week.
No. Yeah.
You know? And they got some special privileges because of the fact that they are ranked. They push them to the right a little bit more to the weekend, but it's all right to have it because they got days to rest.
I know.
And now, but we talk about Coastal Carolina that plays Citadel. Okay. They play Kansas. They're in the Big 12. But then again, Kansas is just like a bye week. Okay. They played Buffalo. Okay. So they got a good run game there. Okay. But they play UMass. Who is UMass? Another bye week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Louisiana Monroe is not a great team.
No. Not at all.
Arkansas State is not a great team. Then you play against Appalachian State. Listen, hold on for a second. You're playing a schedule, but you're telling me that they're still good enough to be in the top 10, and they're not. That's why they're not going to be the right. Matter of fact, they might not even be in the top 25 in the next poll because they lost. That's what I'm saying.
But also, it isn't just about who you beat. That team, like I said last year, Cincinnati's defense was good enough to hang with anyone, and we saw in the bowl game.
That's Cincinnati. We're talking about Coastal Carolina.
Listen, I'm about to bring it there, Ovi.
Bring it.
So now,
bring it.
Look at their offense. Their offense, that triple option. You're an Army guy. Army can hang with anyone because of that triple option. Now
but
they take that
right.
triple option, they go spread, and then you make the RPOs out of that. The only teams that can actually beat them is a team like Appalachian State who has dealt with that before. Or a team that's going to figure it out how to beat them. So when they go in, and if they do play an Alabama team, say they play Alabama, they are going to hang with Alabama because no one's seen that offense. No one runs that type of offense. It's Coastal. That's all Coastal does. And some stuff is bigger. Some stuff's different than just who you beat and who you played. That offense is tricky. And yes, can the top teams figure it out? It's going to be hard to do so. So are they top 10? Oh, okay, I'll put my hand on the Bible. No, they're not. I'll put my hand up, say, yes, that was wrong. Are they top 25? Yes, they're still a damn good team, and they deserve to be in the top 25. Because they will give any defense, even your Georgia Bulldogs, their defense is so good.
No.
They will give them problems. They will give them problems. Will Georgia figure it out? Will Georgia figure it out by 4 quarters?
Stop, Jace.
Yes, but they will give them problems.
Jace, the last thing you should have ever said was include Georgia in that sentence, because they're nowhere close to Georgia. They will be shut down against Georgia. Come on.
Why are they nowhere close?
Why? Because they already shut down top teams already.
I get
that's
that.
In the top 10.
But
They
who's
already
run
done
that
that. They already
offense?
proved it.
They haven't seen that offense.
Jace,
No one's seen that
doesn't
offense.
matter what the after that talent that
That's
they
a
have in that
complex-
team will overrun Coastal Carolina.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you that
talent.
right
Where's
now.
Florida right now? Florida's always up there in the top recruiting.
Florida
They always
does not
got
have
talent.
the
Where's
same talent
Texas?
as Alabama
Where's
or Georgia?
Clemson?
You
Where's
need to catch
Clemson?
up to reality, brother.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you're going to talk
Florida
about
does not
talent,
have
where
the
are
same
those
talent.
teams?
Okay, and we're going to
they
see
recruit
Florida
very
and
well
Georgia
every year?
next week when they
Yes.
play in that rivalry game, and we're going to talk about that later. But let's focus
Ovi.
back at Coastal Carolina.
I'm not
okay?
disrespecting Georgia by saying that. I'm just saying
No,
that
you are
offense,
disrespecting them because you can't make a claim.
I said that they'd win.
cannot
Georgia
make
would
a
win.
claim.
I didn't say Georgia would lose. I said
No.
Coastal Carolina would give them trouble because
They
that
give them-
offense
what kind
would
of
give
trouble is
anyone
it?
trouble. Because
Jace.
you have to guard so many
Jace,
factors.
Jace,
You gotta go.
Jace,
You gotta
Jace.
work.
Slow down. Hold on for a second, because we can't talk over each other. All right. The point is, okay, is that when you say that they give them trouble, when the final score is 48-0, how is that trouble? How is that trouble when they've been doing that to all the opponents, shutting them down?
Yes.
No one's ever scored not even over 13 points, and you're gonna tell me that Coastal Carolina's gonna give them trouble? Come
Yes.
on, man. That's not news, bro. That's not validating what Coastal Carolina is when they have a weak schedule, right? They lost to Appalachian State, a team that lost to Miami. Okay, that's not even
That's
ranked.
still a good program. Appalachian State's
Miami a good program?
Appalachian State's a good football program.
Okay,
Like I said, since
again,
they
they are just an average team this season. Don't base it on the history. Base it on what's now.
Okay, and
what's now is they are not good enough, and that's the bottom line. Now, go ahead.
Listen,
if there's anything else you want to add or claim about Coastal Carolina?
Listen, that offense would give Georgia trouble. I'm not saying that they'd whoop on Georgia, because they wouldn't. Eventually, Georgia would figure it out. But that offense is so you have to guard. You have to guard Grayson McCall, not just against the throw, against the run. You got to guard the handoff. You got to guard the pitch, and you got to guard every wide receiver on every play, because they can do anything at any given time. So that's say 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, Grayson McCall through the air.
Jace, that's all fine and dandy. But the bottom line is that they lost Wednesday. And for all the listeners out there, you can always comment. And do you agree or disagree with Jace's, I guess, defense of Coastal Carolina being awesome to what they are? I would love to hear your comments on this, because again, we're talking about Coastal Carolina, who is supposed to be a top tier team that they was claimed to be on the whole entire season of the show, in which I'm looking that Coastal Carolina had a 20-14 lead in the first half, and in the second half, Appalachian State took over and outscored them 16-7 in the second half to defeat Coastal Carolina, giving them the first loss of the season. And who knows if they're going to be even in the top 25. I'll be surprised if they are. But there are more games coming up this week. We're going to discuss that right now. But first, let me go ahead and introduce you to my top 6. And my top 6 right here is Georgia automatically. Then it's debatable between Cincinnati and Oklahoma. I got Alabama ranked number 4th, and Ohio State and Oklahoma State 5 and 6 respectively. But Oklahoma State, they're going against Iowa State, which is going to be an awesome game this week. We're going to talk about that. But Alabama squeezing their way in again. Listen, it's going to be more teams going down. I know it's going to be. Look, each week, at least 5 top 25 teams go down. So my question to you, Jace, knowing that what's going on in the top 25, we got one already. How many more teams do you think is going to lose this weekend? Give me a number.
I think it will be lower than that 5 because I think this is a fairly I feel like everything should happen this week, but also that could mean everything that is supposed to happen should happen this week, which also could mean chaos will erupt this week. So I only see maybe we'll go 2, 3 including Coastal now. So, but I don't know. It could just turn into chaos because it's just one of those weeks, you know?
One of those weeks indeed. And look, you talking about one of those weeks. Take a look at what happened to Iowa. One of them is not going to make it. You say Cincinnati, right? I'm going to tell you Iowa's not going to make it.
Petras with time. High throws. Picked off at the 25-yard line by Douglas. O'Connell steps up, keeps it, and dives in the end zone for the Purdue touchdown. Petras' pass over the middle is picked off. That's going to end the game. Cam Allen read it and gets his 5th career interception.
So there you have it. Iowa ranked number 2 for the very first time, and they couldn't even last 1 week at number 2. They fall down very hard. And I told you, Iowa gone. Okay. Now, since week 2, all right, 5 teams went down. Week 3 and 4 and 6 teams went down. Week 5, a total of 9 top 25 teams lost. And last week, 7 top 25 teams went down. So there's a colossal going on in the top 25. And those of you that don't know what that means, that's total chaotic in Britain. Okay. Week 8, I might be predicting at least 5. I'm picking a total of 5 top 25 teams that's going to fall. And that's going to lead us to our picks. So, here's the standings, and Joe's not with us. I wish he was. And besides, he'll probably argue even more about the Coastal Carolina, but there's no more talks at Coastal Carolina anymore. But Joe's up in the lead by 1. He got me real good. 40 wins for me. You have 37, but we're all above 500 in our percentages, and lead it on to week 8 of the college football, and our picks are in. We're starting off with Cincinnati favorite, 28 points versus Navy. I'm telling you right now, Cincinnati will cover. Navy is not the same team as competitive they were for the last 4 or 5 years. I know they're always competing with Army to see who holds the ball the longest. But in this case, it doesn't matter. Navy's not pushing the ball as they used to. I won't be surprised if Cincinnati outscores Navy 40-0 to seal the deal. So I'm picking Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm with you. Navy had that big win at Memphis that was kind of head scratching. It looked good then, but every other game has been bad. Cincy's for real. I've been right about Cincy since last year. So they're going to get it done. They're going to the college football playoff. No problem here. Easily 35-point game.
Look, you say that, but going back to what we're just talking about Coastal Carolina's schedule, I'm fearing that once November, which is in 3 weeks, the first college football playoff committee, they might not look Cincinnati as the strongest team, but I'm predicting maybe they'll be at 4 at the best right here. And that will all depend on how Notre Dame does this weekend when they take on USC, and SMU is playing Thursday night football. So we'll see if they remain undefeated all the way till Thanksgiving weekend, which those 2 teams will go at each other. So more on that. Oklahoma favored 38.5 against Kansas. I do believe Oklahoma with their new quarterback. Uh, it looks like they're fresh. I think they could be a number 2 team. But you know about Big 12 teams, they can't handle SEC. But Oklahoma will squash Kansas. Kansas is like the SEC of Vanderbilt. They're just not that good. They're just a bye week. That game should be 50-0, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I Oklahoma's going to take care of business. I said Caleb Williams has come in and changed this culture around last week, and everyone was like, hey, slow down. No, he's changing it. Oklahoma, this is the Oklahoma we thought we'd see with Spencer Rattler at the beginning of the season. Now we got it with Caleb Williams. He's for real. He's making this whole Oklahoma team better. They're going to demolish Kansas easy.
All right. We got Ohio State favorite at 21 against Indiana. CJ Stroud, who is taking his stride all the way and getting better each week. But he's only getting better each week with some weaker teams. Indiana is just a little bit more challenging with Penix Jr. as a quarterback for Indiana. Their running back Carr, who has 4 rushing touchdowns already in the last few weeks. We don't know what we're going to get with Indiana. You know, it's a toss-up. We don't know what type of team that's going to be present. It's going to be at Indiana. Ohio State does very well, but for some odd reason, I just have that gut that I don't trust CJ Stroud just yet. And because of that, I do believe that Ohio State could win, but I don't think they could cover the spread on this one.
I was with you pretty much all season about CJ Stroud. He's just young. I'm waiting for him to make those rookie mistakes, but like with just all the talent around him, like it's so hard to make those mistakes. And this offense is just electric. Indiana, I had them winning the Big Ten coming into the season. They've been an utter disappointment. They've been terrible. Ohio State by 35, easy.
Okay. You got it. Well, then we got our next game with Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Iowa State actually favorite in this game. I'm a little bit surprised on this one because Oklahoma State's been very quiet. No one's talking about them. And it's pretty awesome that look, the teams that Iowa State's played, okay, it's understandable that they're averaging 33 points a game, but they got 2 losses. Oklahoma State is 6-0, 3-0 in their conference. They're for real. They're trying to catch up with Oklahoma, right? And the Cowboys, they got a better defense. So I'm going for defense in this one, and I'm taking the upset. I'm taking Oklahoma State to defeat Iowa State.
This game scares me because the line really shouldn't be that. And Oklahoma State is a team that, they've won every game, but every game's been a lot closer than I think it should have been. But I said after the Iowa State game, Iowa State's dead to me. So I'm taking Oklahoma State to get it done.
Yeah, you did. You said it plenty of time last week.
Yeah.
We have Illinois and Penn State. Penn State's favorite 23. Look, Illinois, they made some noise in week 1, but we didn't hear them anymore. Penn State will squash Illinois. Penn State will cover on this one.
That Penn State defense is scary, but the one thing that does scare me with this game for Penn State, a lot of rumors about James Franklin coming into LSU and taking that Ed Orgeron job, but I do think they handle business. I mean, if that is a rumor, you can't have this game be on your record going into an SEC job. So, yeah. So, Penn State should get it done by the 23. Pretty easy.
All right. We got Northwestern and Michigan. Now, this one, I don't know, man. Northwestern is always known for their defense, right? But look, Michigan's averaging 38 points. The defense is averaging 15 points against them. This is rough. I got Michigan winning, but I don't have Michigan winning big. I'm just gonna take Northwestern on this one with the spread. Michigan will win. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just still not sold with Michigan. And something tells me, when is Jim Harbaugh going to drop the ball on this, right? But
Yeah, believe me, I know. I've been chasing Michigan all season. I don't think I have a win with Michigan yet. So
I have, but
yeah,
I mean, and it's only straight up games. This is the first time we're doing the spread with Michigan, but I'm just gonna lean over with Northwestern right now.
I mean that number is so big. I think Northwestern is a team that plays very, very good at home. And then when they do have those good years, it is on the road when they're getting those wins because they're a really good home team. I don't think this is one of those teams that can compete on the road. 23.5, that's a big number for a Michigan team I'm not sold on. But I'm done chasing Michigan. I'll give them this will be my first time picking Michigan. Who knows? Maybe I'm just terrible with Michigan and they won't cover. I just can't ever get Michigan right. But
Hey, just remember, the Michigan barely beat Nebraska 32-29. So that was last week. But hey, it is what it is. USC at Notre Dame. That's a good rivalry. Um, I don't know. I am very disappointed on who is the starting quarterback. I'm not a Cone fan. I'm still thinking they should put the backup, which is a lot better.
Yeah,
I think they should have played those cards. Our Connecticut Navy guy, native guy, excuse me, not Navy. But it is what it is. But if Cone is the starting quarterback, I'm gonna lean over USC for the upset. USC will defeat Notre Dame.
See, I'm with you as far as Jack Cohn goes. They need to get Drew Pine in. Just his mobility, along with his playmaking ability through the air. They're using two guys. They're bringing two guys when you got one guy that could do both. So it's ridiculous. I do think Notre Dame will win this game, but Notre Dame loves to play teams close. I'm going to go USC with the spread here.
Ooh, I'm surprised. All right. Fair enough. Now, this one is an early game, a very early game for them. Yeah. And that's Oregon at UCLA. They're playing at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's got to be around 11 o'clock-ish over there. UCLA favorite at 2.5, which the week started with Oregon being favorite. I don't know what's going on with the bookies leaning on to UCLA. I think a lot of people putting money on UCLA to win. So that's probably what I see. But I was convinced. I'm picking UCLA. I think they'll get an upset. Oregon hasn't been the same, like that same type of caliber team that they went ahead and defeated Ohio State. But Thompson's a great quarterback. But that running back Charbonnet.
Yeah.
That guy is awesome. That guy could run all over the place, and I could see him getting drafted high in the NFL draft, probably one of the top 5. So I'm taking UCLA.
Dude, imagine Michigan if they kept Charbonnet and they had him this season. That'd be a team we're talking about beating Ohio State. But no, the line changed because Oregon's missing CJ Verdell, one of their star running backs. The defense has been pretty banged up. That's why they've struggled. The only way I can think of Oregon, the only backing I have for Oregon to win this game right now is they beat Ohio State at that same time slot. But yeah, I think UCLA is going to get it done at home.
Okay. Let's move on to San Diego State versus Air Force. Air Force is at 3.5. I'm taking Air Force to defeat San Diego State. Look, these guys, they're 6-1. I know San Diego State are undefeated, but you talking about Air Force who's coming out and defeating Boise State by a touchdown. San Diego State, they struggled against San Jose. They went to 2 overtimes just to get a victory in a 19-13 game. And you're talking about Air Force, who are very explosive in the air. This is the reason why I'm taking them. Daniels is a great quarterback. and he doesn't turn over the ball that much, and that's why I'm taking Air Force.
Yeah, I think the real strategy to beat Air Force is getting a shootout with them. That's what Utah State did. San Diego State, did they keep teams close? Did they ride on that defense? But I don't think that defense is going to necessarily help them all that much with this Air Force offense. But this is so hard for me. If it were, because I every time I'm high on Air Force, I feel like they let me down. And San Diego State's been constant in the Mountain West. It's at
Air Force is in Colorado.
Yes, so yeah, I'm gonna go Air Force to get it done, just because it's at home for them.
You don't even know. That's all right. I like that. And we have Wake Forest versus Army. Wake Forest is favored at 3.5. I'm taking Wake Forest. Army, look, they had a great game against Wisconsin, but they lost. They had a chance, but turnovers did mess them up. And then when they had the chance in the fourth quarter on the drive to make it happen, again, that fumble really costed them. And it's some interception. And they don't even throw the ball that much, but they had to try to win. And they lost to Ball State. So that's back-to-back losses. And they are without their star quarterback, Anderson, who was out with a shoulder injury. So since he was been injured, Army has been losing all their games so far. So that's 2 straight. But give it to Wake Forest. They're undefeated in the ACC. They're trying to make a statement because Clemson's no longer on top. Give it to Wake Forest.
Yeah, I mean, that Wisconsin game was great. Wisconsin defense is so good, and I mean, you saw it. That's why they forced Army to throw the football. But I don't think Wake Forest can do the same defensively. So I think Army's going to keep it close. I do think this is like a field goal game. And so with that being said, I'm going to go Army, get that triple option, eat up time of possession. And I think if you really want to bet on this, bet the under. But I'm going to go Army to cover, maybe even win.
All right. I mean, I'm an Army fan myself, but I don't think, man, and they don't got the right personnel on the field to get that victory. They'll play strong, but if you think Army's going to win, I'll mail you an Army jersey, man.
Okay, I'll wear it.
Fair enough. So there you have it, and I'm waiting on Joe's picks. I still haven't gotten it. He'd probably be like later or hearing our show, be like, whatever. You know, third pick, the last pick, always want to get the best of everything. So we'll see on that. But hey, it's gonna be a great week. I'm looking at my stats here, my picks, and I have 1, 2. Let me see. Yeah, I got 2 upsets. 2 upsets in the top 10. Let's put it that way. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the top 25 this weekend. But Jace, it's always good to have you on the show. It's good to have that debate.
Yeah.
You might get some hugs. I might go on social media, give you some hugs, social media, and maybe throw a towel in there because you're close to Carolina. So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Go.
I believe in them, and I'm gonna keep going.
Keep believing. Keep believing. I'll keep believing on mine. I'm gonna surpass Joe this week. So, hey, everybody, thank you for listening to All 4 Downs, part of the CMG Sports Podcast. Here's a little quick commercial about CMG. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook. This is Joe on CMG.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All 4 Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Bird, the Unsolved Murder assignment. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.
Thank you for listening to our show. Don't forget to tune in and visit clovercrestmedia.com for the latest podcasts. And also visit HHW Show for the latest on all 4 downs, HHW Show, and Ovi's Backstop Podcast. On behalf of CMG, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.